Hello, everyone. Chuck Schumacher back with you. Just for a few minutes, I wanted to come back and follow up on what I was saying this morning about in our devotion about faith. I didn't feel like I had enough time in that one to say what I wanted to say, but I want to talk about sharing your faith. So many times we go to church, we learn, we go to Sunday school, we go to worship service and preaching, and we hear from the Word of God. And a lot of times we don't get out in the world and share what we have learned. We got a head knowledge of Jesus Christ, but we're not sharing that with the world out in the world like we ought to. And so I just wanted to share with you, give you an example this morning. Jesus, when he went to the well, and the woman at the well, I want to talk about that for just a minute. You know, there's some barriers that Jesus had to break. He told his disciples, he said, I must needs go through Samaria. And he was going there for the intention of talking to this woman. And he had to break some barriers there. He's a man and she's a woman. In that day and time, you just didn't go out and meet a woman like that who was already married or in her situation, living with another man. But it, what we see here is another barrier was the barrier of race. She's a Samaritan. The disciples said, "We don't have anything. We don't. We. Why are you going through Samaria?" He said, "I must needs go." So he meets with her, and she's a Samaritan woman, and she says, "Why do you even talk to me? You're a Jew." And but he had to break that barrier, and he did. But one thing I want you to see here, when he brings up the conversation, he's talking about the only thing that they really have in common, and the only thing they really have in common is water. And he says, can you give me a drink? So when you're talking to people and sharing your faith, uh, talk to them about something they're interested in. And then once you get that conversation going and you get to know that person and you get to talking about those things, and then just gradually, let me, you know, I've been in this world a long time, and I want to share with you something that God did for me, and then you can go into the conversation like that. But I just wanted to share with you this morning, if you have an opportunity today with someone you work with or someone you meet, just to open up a conversation with him, and say, where do you live? And then let them talk for a little bit, and then you can open up that conversation. Let me tell you what God did for me. So I just want to talk about our faith, and then sharing our faith and sharing what you know about Jesus Christ with somebody else. So I pray that you'll be able to do that, and you'll have the courage and the boldness to go out and share the gospel with the world. Thank you for joining. I'll see you on the next one.